Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Nosa and I'm a medical doctor in the UK. In today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my top physical sunscreens, also known as mineral sunscreens for women of color. I feel like we need more videos like this on YouTube because a lot of the physical sunscreens tend to leave like a white cast. The ones I'll be mentioning in this video hardly leave a white cast, if any at all. So if you guys would like to see what they look like when I've tried them on, because I've come to you guys barefaced, so I can do that today, please keep watching. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you guys back for more videos. Before I quickly go into my favorite physical sunscreens, I just wanted to quickly explain to you guys why I believe physical sunscreens are better than chemical sunscreens for darker skin tones. Feel free to skip this bit if you're just interested in seeing my physical sunscreens, but before I go into my physical sunscreens, I just wanted to explain to you why I believe that physical sunscreens are the best sunscreens as opposed to chemical sunscreens for skin of color. So first things first, I personally have very sensitive skin and chemical sunscreens break me out, the ones I've tried anyway. Physical sunscreens, on the other hand, I'm yet to have a bad experience with. And I believe that if you have sensitive skin like me, or if you even have acne prone skin, then acne oily prone skin, then I believe you should go for physical sunscreen because they're less likely to clog your pores and they're less likely to cause you to break out or irritate your skin. I must say though, any product on the market is at risk of breaking anyone out because we all have different intolerances. Another reason why I prefer physical sunscreens over chemical sunscreens is that they tend to work right away, so you can just put them on and head out. Chemical sunscreens, on the other hand, you have to at least wait a couple of minutes for them to activate. So again, nobody got time for that. Another point in favor of physical sunscreens is that they tend to contain zinc oxide and or titanium dioxide, which are both broad spectrum, which means that they deflect both UVA and UVB rays from the skin. These are the rays that contribute to wrinkling, hyperpigmentation and aging. And because darker skin tones are more likely to suffer from hyperpigmentation, this is why I also recommend physical sunscreens, because they protect against those rays that can contribute to hyperpigmentation. The main downside about physical sunscreens is that they tend to leave a white cast on the skin because of the ingredients they contain, but the sunscreens I'll be sharing in this video hardly leave a white cast, like especially if you let them settle down for a few minutes after rubbing it in before you go out. Anyway, right before I get into my top physical sunscreens, I just want to quickly mention, did you know that the darkest black woman has an inbuilt SPF of about 13.4 in the skin? So obviously, like, using SPF that's like SPF 15 is not really going to do that much for you because SPFs don't add up. So if your skin naturally has SPF 13.4 and you put on SPF 30, you're not going to have a total SPF of SPF 43.4. You're going to have a total SPF of the maximum product you're using, which is SPF 30. So my point is, darker skin tones, there's no point getting SPF 13 because it's not going to really do much for you. You need at least an SPF of 30, which will give you sun protection of about 97%. Current evidence shows that anything above SPF 30 hardly makes a difference in terms of sun protection, so don't stress yourself trying to get anything more. Obviously, if you find a product you like and it's got above that, great, but SPF 30 is fine. The first physical / mineral sunscreen on my list today is I hope that's focusing. Okay. So it's the Super Goop Matte Screen SPF 40. I'll show you the packet. I actually kept the packet for you guys as well. This is what it looks like. Just make sure you get the correct one because there's so many Super Goop sunscreen products out there and some of them are chemical sunscreens. Remember, I'm only speaking about physical sunscreens in this video because I do think they're better than chemical sunscreens, like I said earlier. This product plus the Super Goop Resetting 100% Mineral Powder with an SPF of 35 are my two. It's definitely one of my favorites because obviously they're featuring in this video. I hope it's focusing there. Right. So I use these two products together. This is a cream and this is a powder. So for example, before I wear makeup, I would put this underneath, right? And then when I'm retouching after I've had makeup on, obviously if I apply a cream after applying makeup, it's going to ruin my makeup. So what I tend to do is I retouch with this sunscreen, a mineral sunscreen powder. So let's start with the cream first. So like I said, it's super Goop. It's a matte sunscreen and it's SPF 40. It's obviously 100% mineral and it's broad spectrum, which physical sunscreens usually are. Water, it is also water and sweat resistant. I must say I haven't really tried swimming in it, so I wouldn't know if it's water resistant, but it does claim to be. And it's you get 1.5 fluid ounces, basically 45 ml in one bottle. It is tinted and it contains 17% zinc oxide and 0.7% titanium dioxide. They say it's a lightweight formula that blurs the appearance of pores, definitely, uneven texture and fine lines, and it leaves behind a soft focus matte finish. It also acts as a makeup grouping primer. I definitely use it as a primer and it works great, and it's perfect for all skin tones. It cost me £33 for 1.5 fluid ounces, which is quite expensive, I would say, but it does do a great job. So I mean, it's up to you. I will be mentioning some cheaper sunscreens in this video, but I just thought I should mention this one because it is great. And I love the fact that it's got a powder to go with it as well. So it's got this mouthpiece here. In terms of how it says it should be used, it says shake well for 5 to 10 seconds for an air whipped texture. And then apply generously and evenly in the last step of your skincare routine. 15 minutes before sun exposure. And reapply every 2 hours like every other sunscreen. It's interesting because despite it being a physical sunscreen, it does say you should wait 15 minutes before sun exposure. I believe that's probably to help the white cast settle down a little bit. Can be used alone or as a primer. So I'm just going to shake that for a few seconds like they said. This sunscreen has quite like a moussey texture. I see that. It has quite a moussey texture. Okay, current guidance for sunscreen application is to use 1 teaspoon for your face and neck. So I'm just going to be applying it to my face, which means I'm only going to be using about half a teaspoon. And also, because I'm trying on a couple of sunscreens in this video, I'm going to just apply it to parts of my face, okay? So this is quite a small amount. I'm just trying to explain to you why I'm not using that much, because I'm only applying to this bit. I'll show you what it looks like when it rubs it into the hand. See the color? Okay. Can you guys see that? Right, just let that settle in for a bit. We'll just let that settle down for a bit. I know it looks like it's looking like it has a white cast, but the point is they said let it settle down for a few minutes. So let's just settle down and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
I'm back now, guys. I let the sunscreen settle for about 15 minutes as the instructions say, and actually, even though you can see that this part is slightly lighter than this part, I remember I didn't apply it all over my face, so if I applied it all over my face, it will actually be fine. So the next thing I tend to do after I've had this on for about 2 hours, and let's say I was putting makeup on top of this, is I take the resetting powder. I'll just show you guys. Like I said, it's SPF 35 and I got the shade Deep, and it's 0.15 ounces / 4.25 grams. This is the packet for the powder, and it contains 24.7% zinc oxide, and it's obviously 100% mineral powder. Costs £26. Again, a bit steep, but I love it because I found that since I got this, I've been applying my sunscreen a lot more because obviously it's just easier to apply than the cream version. In terms of application instructions, it says to apply generously, and I definitely do that. So I just shake it up, pack it quite a lot, apply as much as you can. Like, obviously I don't want to use up all my powder sunscreen here, but I'm just trying to show you guys how easy it is when you have makeup. You just do that, making sure it's coming out. I actually tried applying this over my other sunscreens as well, and it's done completely fine. It does have a matte finish, so one of the sunscreens I'm going to mention here can run a bit oily, but when I put this over it, it's nice. So yeah, so these are my first two favorite physical sunscreens, this one and this one. I'm going to go into my third favorite sunscreen now. Third favorite physical sunscreen I'm mentioning in this video today is the La Roche-Posay tinted SPF 50 physical sunscreen. I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of people know about this one. You can get it from everywhere these days. I love the way this feels on my skin, and I still use it a lot. Like, it's also cheaper than the Super Goop as well. I tend to get the tinted version, but you can get the non-tinted version. I just find that the tinted version tends to leave less of a white cast than the non-tinted version. The sunscreen contains 11% titanium dioxide. I love that it leaves a matte finish and it just glides over your skin as well. The fact that it's SPF 50 means you get around 98% protection from the sun as long as you apply adequate amounts. It costs £17.50, which is cheaper than the Super Goop, obviously, and it does really work great. So I'm just going to apply this for you guys as well. So obviously I applied the Super Goop sunscreen to this side with the powder. I let that settle for 15 minutes based on the instructions of the Super Goop product. With the La Roche-Posay, it does say you should shake it quite a bit here, as you can see. So I'm just going to give it a good shake. This one's more watery than the Super Goop. I'll show you guys. See? Okay. Again, when it comes to sunscreen, the recommendation is that you apply 1 teaspoon for your face and neck. Because I'm only doing literally like a quarter of my face, I'm going to be applying much less than that. So as you can see, the La Roche-Posay almost instantly disappears into my skin. Like, I feel like I don't even need to give it time to settle because it just settles right away. You can barely tell I have anything on. And actually, with the Super Goop on this hand, I had to wait quite a while for it to settle in. So if you're one of those people that just wants to, you know, apply sunscreen and go, then I guess you can go for this one. I don't really like the way this goes under makeup though, I have to say. The Super Goop goes great, but this one, I don't know, it just doesn't match my makeup for some reason. My fourth favorite physical sunscreen for women of color is Pipette. Is it? I believe it's Pipette, not Pipette, whatever, that's it there. This is the cheapest sunscreen I'm going to be speaking about today. This sunscreen is the only non-tinted version I've mentioned so far. All the other three have been tinted. It contains SPF 50. They say it's fragrance-free, clean, non-toxic, non-nano, and you get 120 ml/4 fluid ounces when you purchase it. This sunscreen is apparently great for sensitive skin. They recommend it for babies. It contains zinc oxide 20%. It claims to not leave a ghostly white cast. Seriously? That's what it says. It also contains squalene and glycerin, which are very hydrating. If you've got dry skin, I believe that you're going to love this. I've been using this for a while now, and I'll show you what it looks like and I'll let you know what my thoughts are on it. It costs £19 in the UK for this amount of product, which actually makes it the cheapest product I'm talking about today. I'll show you what the texture looks like on my hand again. In terms of application directions, it says to apply generously again 15 minutes before sun exposure. So because I'm obviously only applying it on my forehead, I'm going to be using a smaller amount than I need. Sorry guys, I have to keep looking at my my monitor thing so I can see that I'm in focus and you guys can see what I'm applying. Okay. Right. So, first things first about this product is that I think that if you have oily skin, you're not going to like it because it does feel very moisturizing, a little bit greasy, not in a bad way, because I love it. Like I said, I have very dry skin, so this is perfect for me. But if you have oily skin, I don't think you like this very much, and you probably prefer the La Roche-Posay or even the Super Goop, which is the most matte sunscreen I've mentioned today so far. So yeah, I just love this, and like obviously because I have sensitive skin, I've not had any reactions to it. I need to let this obviously settle for about 10 minutes, and I'll show you guys what it looks like after, like the instructions say. So don't panic if you see a white cast initially. It just needs to settle down a little bit, and yeah, it'll look fine.
A few moments later.
I've let this dry for about 10 minutes now, and I just want to show you the final look. Just for reference purposes for you guys, this is the Super Goop. This is the most matte one I've mentioned so far in my opinion. So if you've got oily skin, you'd probably love this. This one, La Roche-Posay, I would say it's matte or like greasy. It's just in the middle. So combination skin can probably use this. I love the way it smells. I love the way it feels on the skin. I didn't really feel like I needed to wait for it to settle before the white cast disappeared. It just literally blends into the skin. The top one is the Pipette. It's the cheapest one I spoke about today, but it feels so great on the skin. They recommend it for babies, and you know, it does actually claim to not leave a white cast, and I must say the white cast did settle after a couple of minutes. I really like it as well. If you've got oily skin, you probably wouldn't, because it does run, it's probably the greasiest one I've mentioned in this video, although I wouldn't call it a greasy product. It's just for you to be aware. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you guys have any sunscreens that are your favorite, physical sunscreens that are your favorite that I haven't tried or mentioned in this video, please comment down below, because I'm always looking for great sunscreens. And yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me grow and it lets me know what you guys enjoy as well, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. Please consider subscribing. I would love to have you guys back for more videos. I can't believe as when I'm making this video I'm almost at 10K. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys.